All right, welcome. I'm Coach Heidi, and I have our client Katy here with us. And she has been working with Growth and Gains for 4.5 months now and has seen incredible progress. So, going back to kind of like your yo yo dieting, right? Like you had these cycles of like you'd stick to something for a month and then fall off. And then I'm curious, like, what like pains or anxieties or stressors did that bring into your life?
Just a lot of stress about like eating out and going out with friends, or like obsessing about calorie counting and carbs. That was really stressful for me because then it was so much time spent planning and prepping and doing all this stuff to then feel so restricted that I ended up binging anyway because I was just like, screw this. And then that kind of created some shame in itself, and it was just kind of the cycle of like, I do stuff that I thought was gonna work really hard, spend all this time prepping, by the end of the week not be able to follow through as well, or like I was able to follow through once for a month, but then doing it past that was just exhausting. And so then I graded on my relationships. It was just stressful. I didn't get other things done. And I was solely focused on my weight, not my health.
So I'm curious, like, what sparked the desire to change?
I think it's just wanting to be around for a while. My father has a lot of health conditions because he hasn't taken care of himself, and just kind of watching the fallout and the numerous surgeries and side effects and medications has really been very challenging, because there's not a lot we can do at this point. The damage is done. And then also wanting to have a family, wanting to be healthy and get pregnant, but not being sure like my body could take it.
What were your fears or hesitancy in reaching out, like kind of that initial startup process of like trying something new?
That it was going to be the same, because I have tried to quote unquote health coach before, but it was someone who went through a lot of marketing training, not like actual nutritional training. And so it was more about them selling a product, not them coaching me. So I was really nervous it was going to be something similar, or a lot of like platitudes of like, you can do it, just eat healthy. And like, because that's what I got last time. And I'm like, I can do that myself. That was one of my fears, that they were going to give me this like strict little plan again, and that I wasn't going to be able to do it, or I could do it for a couple weeks or a couple months and then I'd be like, this is worthless.
I mean, now that you've been in the program for 4.5 months, what are your takeaways? Did you find what did you find that was awesome and different about our program versus all the other things that you've tried before?
Yeah, so I found that there was a lot more help with changing my behaviors and my habits, giving me bite-sized information and little things to work on. Like, I like that, you spend like 2 weeks working on a habit to try to incorporate it, and you have things to fall back on when things don't go the way you planned. Like this week, we had a family emergency and things did not go according to plan whatsoever. Not even close. And so there were things I could fall back on that I had learned that are like, okay, if I can't do, these things, what are the things I can fall back on? Okay, getting sleep, can I get some more protein, even if it's not exactly the quote unquote healthiest? Can I manage my stress? Can I reach out to my coach? And that was another thing, is like having a coach to reach out to that actually helped me problem solve, not just give me attaboys and like, you can do it or don't do that. And a really big thing is like my last coach for another program was really shaming. I don't know if she meant to be or not, but this one was so much more. This coach I have, Katy as well, is really supportive and really helps me problem solve, instead of just being like, oh, well, what did you do wrong?
What wins, what gains have you seen now in the last 4.5 months?
I've converted a lot of my fat to muscle, which is a new thing because I think I just lost it and lost muscle as well in previous things. So like while my weight necessarily hasn't changed, my body shape has definitely changed a lot. And like I'm down a jean size, which was awesome to find out this week.
Oh.
And like I've lost inches and I have so much more energy, which I didn't expect.
Cool. So now I'm curious, like what's next for Katy?
To really focus on what my body can do for me instead of what it can't. Changing that mindset. Starting to try to have a baby in this fall. So that's what we're looking at as well. Just really keeping it up. And it's been interesting because one of the side effects is like that my husband has started doing the things as well.
Yay. So other people out there who are, let's say in your shoes 5 months ago, looking, for something that's sustainable, looking to change their lifestyle, their energy, their habits, their mindset, but fearful or hesitant for whatever reason, what advice do you have for those people?
I would say just to jump and try it. I know it's really scary and it's hard, but to keep going and try one more thing because, it's always that last thing that works.
Cool. Thank you so much, Katy, for jumping on. And I know that you are an inspiration, not just to your husband, not just to your future family, but to anyone that watches this, and people that know you in your day-to-day life. And so thank you. Keep it up. And I can't wait to see all of the future growth and gains that you'll experience.
Thank you.